So it's been a little while since I've had my face on the channel, so it's good to be back in front of the camera, and I've actually made a few adjustments to my setup. I'm on my DSLR here, which is actually mounted to the wall, and I've got my overhead camera mounted to the wall as well. This is going to make setting up for my videos so much faster. So hopefully now I can start uploading a little bit more content a little bit more frequently, which would be nice because it's been really disrupted over the past couple of weeks. One of the main reasons being this room is an absolute mess. It still is because I was decorating it, but I'm slowly getting around to sorting this room out, and now I'm in a position where I can actually record videos, which is good. So yeah, super hyped on that. And one of the things I just wanted to mention in this video is something that I've come to realize over the past couple of weeks. And this is something that's especially useful when you're batch making beats. Now, if you don't know what batch beat making is, that's basically when you sit down, make 4, 5, 10, 15 beats at the same time. You have a little bit of a session, just making as many beats as you want to make, basically. So it's not just a one-off random one. You'll sit down purposefully and make a set of beats. I did that this weekend because basically I started my live stream. If you want to go and check that out, that's on my channel now. I've got about 14 beats which I made for this stream so far, and I'm just going to keep adding to it as long as people are listening and still interested. And the main thing that I learned about it is that you have to have the resources in place before you start making beats. And this just saves a ton of time, a metric ton of time, because everything that you need is available to you so easily, and it just keeps the workflow going, and it stops any kind of distraction settling in, especially when you have to go online. I think that's like one of the really bad things about making beats is as soon as you have to go online or look at your phone, for example, it's so easy to get distracted these days. So what I started doing is just hoarding and collecting different sounds, putting them into folders, categories, and having them as a kind of like a resource pool for making beats. So I can show you here quickly on the SP. If I go to Shift and Import, which is Shift and 14, import from SD card, you can see the kind of thing I'm starting to do here. So I've got drum loops. I've got a folder for horns now, so there's loads of different horn sounds. I've been collecting those. I've also got like interviews. Here we go, we've got interviews, etc. So I kind of like layering spoken word over the top of my beats. It's a very like early 2000s lo-fi thing to have like interviews or clips from movies and things like that. I still love doing that. So I've just been collecting interviews off YouTube, downloading them and putting them into a folder.
I wanted to take this short amount of time to do a PSA.
So tell me what it is that you...
So I've been finding all kinds of different things, Bill Hicks interviews, Bill Murray interviews, Ice Cube interviews, loads of stuff like that. Just as soon as I find them, I save them to a playlist on YouTube, and then when I find some extra time, I go ahead and save those down to my computer. Then I can either use them in Ableton, in a DAW, or I can import them onto my SP. And I think this update since Mark 2 of having the SD card as a kind of external storage device really plays into this theory as well. Because basically what you can do is just have that as an area just to dump loads of stuff that you need for your beats. And then it's kind of like this resource pool that you can just keep going to really easily, and you can just pick through stuff, get drums, samples, horns, interviews, everything, noise sounds, anything you want. Use the SD card for that 100%. I think that's one thing that's really kind of changed my workflow, is having the SD card as an external piece of storage. It kind of is just a drive to have loads of different things that you need for making beats. So stockpiling resources, I think it's an absolute game changer when it comes to beat making. It's made beat making so much more fun for me over the last couple of weeks, just collecting sounds and having them available. And I definitely think it's something that you guys should apply to your beat making if you're finding that you're having those issues of like struggling to finish a beat, getting distracted while you're making beats. Try this, I think it will really, really help you out.